better in style. I still think about pride. I do. Things get better with time. Yet souls never undying. It's a haiku. These thoughts never can die. These tears never gonna dry when I lose you. Some hearts double inside. Your short head grow inch line like the Grinch do. I don't have time cause the race too. Factor in lies that are bear fruit. On the way up, slugfest. Some say no fact, I'm sticking.
Welcome back to the Monday Evening Daily Show. Guys, do we have an episode for you today? Because we get into the juicy drama that is the NFL. It's obviously November 11th. Shout out, Sean. Happy birthday, my man. And, guys, had a little football yesterday. It was a little wet and wild. It went a little bit better than how you expect that game to go. With the hurricane coming and everything, rain, hopefully everyone's okay. It's hurricane season, so just, be smart, stay safe, all that good stuff. We got an episode. We're going to recap a little bit of that Atlanta Falcons, Carolina Panthers game. Let's get into it right away. We got a quick episode. We're going to get in and out. Obviously, we're the unofficial Pat McAfee pre-show, unofficially. We just like to do our thing, and hey, if we can, lead you into the Pat McAfee show, it's nice, because sometimes you're waiting for it to come on, because it's such a good show, and we can never be that, But we're going to be our own thing, and I think that's what really matters at the end of the day. But Carolina Panthers, they're doing their own thing. P.J. Walker, the XFLer himself, out here he just unfazed. He seems to be back this week, a little more comfortable. He seems to be the guy to me. He didn't throw for a ton. 108 just managed the game. But do you really need to throw for a ton when Deontay Foreman is just running wild? He had multiple 10-plus yard gains yesterday. And the Falcons didn't really have an answer. Kicker missed 2 extra points for the Falcons. Didn't help them. Marcus Mariota, although running for 43 yards, which is good, and leading the team in rushing, which is not good, threw for 2 touchdowns and 186 yards in wet and windy conditions. So that is pretty impressive. That's I guess a moral victory for the Falcons. They say no moral victories, but there's one for them. But P.J. Walker, I think he's just going to he might be a guy for this Carolina Panthers team. I'm a big P.J. Walker guy. Big. Especially from the XFL. Let's see it, man. Let's see it. He's a guy. I don't say it too often. I don't point it out. But sometimes I can tell when I see a guy, he's a guy. And I hope, this ages so well over the next 5 to 7 years that it's man, I was calling him a guy 3 games in, but that's neither here nor there, okay? That's neither here nor there because, it was a pretty good game. Low scoring, not the best. But, all right, we have to get into something juicy here. The Attorney General of Washington, D.C. has filed a consumer protection lawsuit against the Washington Commanders, owner Dan Snyder, the NFL, and Roger Goodell himself. This is crazy, all right? This is wild. This is kind of little uncharted territories. Attorney General Karl Racine was the one who is going to be, taking the Washington Commanders, Dan Snyder, and the NFL, into this lawsuit. But it's interesting. There's a couple things I want to note. The NFL is fully cooperating so far, sending over 1.6 million documents, which is crazy because if that gets leaked, that's a lot of information right there. And I think the fans want to know, hey, what's going on in this beast, this monster of a thing? What is really going on? Because I think it's going to shed some light on some things. Obviously, Dan Snyder has said in the past that they have had a toxic workplace environment, which is what the Attorney General had alluded to in his, lawsuit, that they've had a history of this. They've had a history of, let me get this right, Yeah, history of not good workplace culture. And so he's pretty much just saying like they have been screwing over the fan base by faking these investigations into workplace culture, and he's saying they actually didn't do anything, which would be wild, and I could see it because it's just Dan Snyder. It's not coming up for you, my guy. I don't know what happened. He seemed like to be a douchebag your whole life. Sorry, not sorry, but that's just, and now it's coming back to bite you, which you love to see. You love to see just a bad guy just get knocked down, and it's just good to know that the Attorney General. If you don't know about the Attorney General, they're there for like the consumer. So if you have a business, that maybe did you wrong and you want to file a complaint, you can file one with the Attorney General and they can look into it. Or if you're working at a place that isn't, up to par, maybe they're not treating you right, stuff like that, you can go talk to your Attorney General, file a complaint, stuff like that, just so you know what an Attorney General kind of does. They look into businesses within the state, make sure like it's good for consumers, they're not getting screwed over, and like the employees that they're not getting screwed over as well. So just something to note that's not football related. But I will say this: we now have, so that's going to be developing. One other thing is this Attorney General. He's going to be out of office in January, but he thinks that his successor, Brian Schwab, I only want to say this because this is going to be big, and I got this article from ESPN. Hey, I'm sourcing him, okay? Brian Schwab, he believes he's going to be he's going to continue the investigation for, as he becomes the next Attorney General. So, yeah, sorry, I'm not in that world of Attorney General life and things like that, what goes on in the legal side of stuff. So, but let's get into something that is near and dear to my heart, and that is, you guessed it, Scotty O's Football Sunday 12-leg parlay. All right, here's what we got for you. We'll make it nice and easy because that is what we do. So, obviously, we start top left corner, and we're going to work our way down and around. So, if you know me at this point, I think I believe in Geno and the boys. So, do I think they're going to beat Tampa Tom? I do. I think that's going to happen. I think Kenneth Walker, he's a dog. Had him on my fantasy team. Willy-nilly traded him away. Unfortunately, Geno Smith, he's just a guy. I mean, Tampa's a good team. They are playing in Germany, by the way, so that might be something to consider. Full transparency, unlike FTX and what's going on there. Mistakes were made, but not in this parlay. It's well crafted, and it's 12 legs. Bet it responsibly. I only do like $1 because, hey, that's enough to give me the thrill. So, moving on from the Seahawks, we have the Vikings versus the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen, is he going to play? Is he not going to play? Von Miller on the Pat McAfee show yesterday saying, hey, I didn't even know he was hurt. I was over at his house after the game, had a little dinner party, We just kept it moving. And then he found out that he was hurt. So he's like, oh, who knows? Maybe. But Josh Allen, he's a tough guy. I think, regardless, I think the Bills, I think they got enough in the tank. Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis, Dawson Knox, if he can come on. Yeah. And then, maybe get the running game. They got Nyheim Hines, who, from what I hear from everyone, he's a nice little tool to have, like, in that offense. So, we'll see. We'll see if Josh Allen doesn't play. But if he does play, it's game over. Lights out. And it don't even matter. It don't even matter if the Vikings are kind of good. It don't matter. So, and then moving right along to the Detroit Lions and the Chicago Bears. Good old NFC North matchup right here. It's a tough one. You got DC Dan Campbell. He's got that fight in him. He's got that dog in him. He's like chewing those kneecaps. And he's got that culture kind of building, but they haven't been able to fight too many victories in them. So, then you got Justin Fields, who Bears fans lose last week, but they are tickled pink because of how well he had performed in the game. And they see like a glimpse of what their future is. And I think they are getting excited. And I do think Justin Fields is going to be a guy. So, yeah, we're going to take the Bears here. That's easy. That's easy money right there. And then this one. Oh, this one right here. The Broncos versus the Titans. This is going to get some people going because, Derrick Henry and stuff. But Malik Willis, from what I hear, did not look great. I didn't catch much of his game, but it just did not seem like he could throw the ball, which is what I was hearing. So I'm going to go, hey, Mile High, Denver Broncos. I know they're playing in Tennessee, but I think you got to give it to Russ and the boys. Oh, yep, Russ and the boys. And then this one's going to be easy. Obviously, Kansas City Chiefs all day over the Jaguars. That shouldn't be too much thought going into that one. Then we got the Los Angeles Chargers versus the San Francisco 49ers. I think, interesting. I'm maybe having second thoughts about this game. Because at first I was like, oh, the Chargers, easy. But then I forgot. I'm like, oh, the 49ers do have Christian McCaffrey. So that is something to take into account when making this pick here. And I didn't even think, what am I gonna do? All right, here we go. We're gonna stick with our pick. We're taking the Chargers here. I know the 49ers have Christian McCaffrey. I know. But that's I know. I think that Chargers get it done there. And this is my 12-leg parlay. Get your own if you want to pick your own thing. But obviously, Cowboys Packers. Hey, Aaron Rodgers and the boys, they getting things locked and loaded. They're about to make a run of all runs. It's going to be impressive. They're going to run the table, win the Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers, back-to-back MVP, four-time total MVP, and then a whole bunch of other accolades and stuff. And then he retires because, I did it again. I did what I wanted to do. Hey, Jordan Love, here's the keys. Jordan Love has a successful 17, 18-year career. And I think that's how it plays out. So that's why I'm going with the Packers there. And then, okay, we got the Browns and the Dolphins. Hey, I think Tua and Tyreek, they got that thing rocking. Their coach is a guy who's just like, hey, we're playing ball. I'll take care of the nonsense outside of this stuff. But with the press conferences, he's like, hey, but we'll just be football. And they do it well. They play good football. All right, Texans, Giants. Give me Daniel Jones, Saquon. I believe they just coming off a bye week as well. So you got to give it to those guys. Well rested against the Houston Texans team where Brandon Cooks is admittedly frustrated with the team, which you never want your star wide receiver to be that, be in that position. But, hey, that's where they are. And, we'll see what happens. Then we got the Steelers versus Saints. I believe the Steelers also coming off a bye this week. Saints trying to figure out some things. Obviously not getting that win last week, I believe. So this week, I got to go Mike Tomlin. I feel like after coming off a bye, he's going to produce for his team, put him in the best positions to win. And then, I don't know if you've seen, you have to have seen it because everyone in the world has seen the Jeff Saturday. Oh, no. Oh, hang on. Oh, cool. Whew. I thought my audio for a second was cut out. I apologize. Sometimes you get caught up in, I get locked in here and I'm, not paying attention. And then I look at something and I'm like, oh, that's not right. Then I'm like, I got to self-diagnose that. But that's just a one-man show, one-man band. That's, how you be sometimes. Sorry, apologize. But, where was I? Everyone has seen it. You have to be non-human to not seen this clip of Jeff Saturday's press conference saying, hey, he is fully comfortable with who he is as a man, brah. Okay? And he don't care. He does not care if, shouldn't say this. He doesn't care what you think about the situation, essentially. He's there to do the job. He's going to do the job to the best of his ability. And if it works, it works. And if it doesn't, hey, it was a great opportunity. He appreciates the mess out of it. But You do have a Raiders team that is now banged up. Darren Waller on IR. You have Hunter Renfrow IR, and that's not great. But, I mean, you can just definitely target it on Devontae because that works. Hand it off to Josh Jacobs. That seems to be like maybe an okay thing. But I think I got to go with my heart here. And my heart says, let's rock with the Indianapolis Colts. Let's rock with those guys. I want to rock. Jeff Saturday on a Sunday again? Let's see. Let's just see, okay? And then this last one may be a little bit controversial to some people, but I am taking the Los Angeles. Nope, I'm kidding. I'm taking Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals. I think he's going to get it figured out. I think DeAndre Hopkins may be pointing some stuff out that needs to be said. Hopefully they grow from it. But also maybe Kyler Murray's not a guy. But we'll see. Because he's got to be a guy this week because the 12-leg parlay depends on it, essentially. And we're going to make it happen. So that's Scotty O's Football Sunday 12-leg parlay. And feel free to bet alongside it responsibly. Okay? Bet alongside it responsibly. Just for fun. It's just for fun. We'll see if we hit. Just for fun. I do realize that makes it seem like I'm not doing it just for fun, but I really do it just for fun. Just $1. $1 on my 1 unit, whatever. I do $1. That's enough for me to be like, hey, if I do $1 and it wins 100, that's great. Throughout the course of the season, what is there? 20 weeks? It's like $20. So just bet it responsibly, okay? We're not trying to make anyone broke, but we are trying to take all the money from these sports books and put it into our own pocket, okay? So that's why, feel free to tag along on that bet. Hey, that's the end of our show today. We appreciate it. Have a great weekend. I got a birthday party to go to I'm very excited about. And, yeah, we'll see you guys on Monday. Have a great